So we're going to divide them. This is going to take them into one logarithm because they have the same base. Log base 2 of 192 over 3. Can that be reduced down nicely? What does that give me? 64. Log base 2 of 64, I can rewrite this as an exponential. 2 of what value gives me 64? Probably just figure this out. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which would be what? Is it 6? Just make sure. 6. You're right. Just want to make sure. Questions? Next one, expanding. The three of them that you guys need to kind of remember is the power product quotient. So power property says if you have log base A of A to the n, you can drop down that front power, or vice versa. You can go backwards if you're trying to condense. The product log base A of x and y can be split up log base A of x, log base A of y. Oh, she's not writing. And then we also have the quotient. Little tidbits for you guys. Okay, those are there for you guys. Power, product, quotient. It's asking you, it's going to tell you expand or condense. So it will tell you which way you're going to go. So I'm asking you to not write them as a term of product quotients or powers. First thing that I would do here is split them up. I'm going to use a quotient rule because I don't like fractions. I'll get log base 5 of x minus 2. That deals with our first term. Minus whatever's on the bottom. Log base 5 of x squared, x plus 1. Next thing I'll do is use the product. Our first term has nothing else. It's not a term of products at all, so we're just going to drop this portion down. Our ending portion, though, is a power property. So I want to be able to split that up. So I'm going to put parentheses around here to show my splitting of that term. It's be x squared plus log base 5 One last thing I got to do is the power property. Our power property is going to come from maybe a hot pink right here. So our last bit's going to be log base 5 minus 2 minus 2 log base 5 of x plus log base 5 of x plus 1. That's it. Yes.
Do we need the parentheses?
Yes.
The middle?
Yes, you do. Without the parentheses like that, you're only assuming that the first two terms are differences. So this becomes a lot different when you start leaving this portion out. So the big parentheses around here, because if you were to leave that out, you can assume that these two are division by multiplication. But you want to be able to show that this is the whole division portion underneath the factored terms. This is where a lot of people mess up on the actual team test. There's a problem just like this one. Okay. Questions? Any other questions? Good question, though. Good question. Here we go.
You say you're going to give us the property?
I will give you the properties. This one, it will say something like condense into single logarithm. First thing that I want to be able to do is put the powers back into the terms. So I think that all of these have powers that we can bring back in. I'm going to leave this one as a fraction, the 1/3 as a fraction for you guys, because I know you guys are kind of iffy. The power that comes from this as well, n root 3 or n root of x is just x to the n. So just kind of thinking about that. We're going to get log of x to the 4th squared there we go. So did the power property. The next one I'm going to do is the product power. Round these out as a single log. And then the last bit of this is using the quotient rule with our two portions. So this is going to give us a nice final single log. No, you don't need to simplify. No, you don't need to do anything. Just writing it with one single logarithm. That's all we got to do. With no base number there, what can we always assume it to be? 10. So just remember that. Good? Can I move on? So I'm just trying to cover as much as I can with you guys. Find the solution of the exponential. Really good question to go over. Really good question to practice. I would. I definitely would. $24, right? 24? We get at 24? So like 8 more minutes. Try to run through this one. Need to get rid of the exponentials. So how do I get rid of the exponentials? Log to both sides. This is when a calculator will become really handy. Because we're in log form now, we can take down the exponential portion to them. So this will be from here, you can either find out what logs are and just distribute them back into the terms to simplify out. I've seen some people do that. They enjoyed that. I like dividing out both sides by logarithms. So I'm going to divide both sides by log base 4. Or log of 4, sorry. Not log base 4. It'd be log base 10 of 4. It's going to reduce it here. Log of 6. This value right here is just going to give us 1.29, which is just a number. And all we're getting here is we're going to go ahead and just distribute these back in. It's going to give us 2x minus 1. 1.29 times 2 is going to give us 2.58 minus 1.29x. I'm going to move all one fell swoop. I'm going to bring my x's to one side, my 1's to the other side, just so we can save some time. So this will give me 3.29x, 3.58, and then just dividing out. Negative 1.129, adding 1.29 over to the other side. 1.29 plus 2, 3.29. Alex, all I did is this. Okay. And all I did is I added 1 to both sides too. Questions? Straightforward. Here we go. Let's see. Or whether cover another one. Copied on this one. The other ones will be posted today. So I will be posting the other review. So this will be test 5 review. Test 5. It'll be, I think, 3 different parts. Test 1, part 2, part 3. Extraneous solutions we got to be able to find, meaning values that are not going to be there. I'm just going to ask you to write them both down. You don't need to really find them. This case very looks so much like a factoring type of problem where it almost mimics x squared minus 5x plus 4. Very similar problems done here using e to the x as our variable, if you want to think of it like that. If we had to separate these two sides, what two numbers, this would be e to the x, e to the x, what two numbers multiply to give you 4, adds up to give you negative 5. Negative 4, negative 1. These are both of our solutions in this case. We're going to set these equal to zeros. Then all you want to do is just solve out. Adding 4 to both sides, adding 1 to both sides. The one to the right is kind of simple. What raised to any power is going to give you 1? 0. So x is just going to be 0. It's one of our solutions. How do I find out e to what number is going to give me 4? How do I solve for that? Someone said it? Logarithms. You can either use ln, right, to convert, or you can use log base e. Log base e of 4 is going to give you your answer. You can also convert back if you want to. If you want to find out what that value is, x is going to be equal to 1.38. Done. You all right, Avery? Trust me, it was a struggle getting to work today too. And I got here at 6:10. Went to bed at 2:30. A little tired. I'm just gonna keep on going until the bell rings. If you guys don't, you guys want me to stop, or do you guys want me to keep going? These will be posted again for those that need them. I'll try to post them right now. These are the remaining problems will be posted. Study your exam, and good luck studying.